though enterprise resource planning systems are built to solve a myriad of practical and managerial issues, the ERP selection and implementation process itself present big challenges. In this video, our expert consultants have determined the most common problems, or pain points, in the selection and implementation process, and offer you the solutions to each. Some mistakes in business are avoidable, and with our expertise handling digital transformation projects, such as ERP selection and implementation, you'll know how to avoid these top 6 ERP software selection and implementation pain points. Let's dive in. Pain point number 1. It's a pain to establish accurate requirements and relevant priorities. As you assess your company's needs, it's easy to just list the obvious stuff that sent you looking for an ERP solution in the first place. Beware, incorrect requirements will yield the wrong software choice, and faulty priorities will direct attention and effort away from the real core issues. Our experts recommend this 4-point solution. Determine and document the current state. Develop a succinct and focused list of requirements and opportunities. Develop and vet priorities with leadership and core users. Formalize supporting documentation. Next, pain point number 2. It's a pain to select an ERP vendor, then negotiate with the solution vendor and implementation partners. We get it. Choosing an ERP vendor is tough enough. Trying to create a methodology to make that choice fluid is beyond what your team has the energy and expertise for. But relying on your own homespun selection process is a recipe for failure that creates limitations that you won't notice until you're well into the implementation phase. Gratefully, we have a solution. Develop and apply a structured approach to selection. Develop standard measurements and criteria. Evaluate functional fit as the primary focus, but also consider technical, implementation, and cost fit. Ensure apples to apples grading. Utilize intelligent and appropriate negotiation techniques. Carefully consider any clauses in your contract. Next up, pain point number 3. It's a pain to generate a feasible and realistic implementation plan. Face it, you're going to have a plan to implement the new ERP system, but relying on a vendor templated plan, which rarely caters to special needs, may leave many parameters unmet. The solution? Leverage the vendor's approach, but create a customized version that addresses the unique requirements and includes all supporting activities. Have realistic expectations that align with the transformation roadmap. Generate a budget that will meet the needs of the plan. Next, we have pain point number 4. It's a pain to estimate resources needed, make a backfill plan, and upgrade aging hardware. Look, taking the time to determine proper resource allocations for your ERP implementation is rough because the implementation effort is easily misunderstood and underestimated. Our experts have discovered that most implementation failures are attributable to resource issues. Don't be next. Here's the solution. Develop a realistic view and honest assessment of resources available. Mitigate potential conflicts with backfill plans. Anticipate circumstances that will result in utilizing outside resources or purchasing new hardware. Gain solid leadership support and core team sponsorship. Which brings us to pain point number 5. It's a pain to change. Even worse, it's painful to try to build effective organizational change management. Understand that the only creatures who actually like change are caterpillars, and the palace guards with the tall fuzzy hats. Recognize this and realize that you can't afford to just wing it and hope everyone embraces the change. Change management plans are often overlooked or forgotten, but even the most robust implementation plans will fail without it. ERP implementation isn't about putting existing processes into a new platform. Typically, these initiatives require a redesign of the way things are done at multiple levels of the organization, which of course means lots of change. Change causes stress, and just assuming that your people will be okay with it causes even more stress. Our experts say the solution is implement strong governance protocols and have effective collaboration tools in place. Document accountability measures and get buy-in and sign-off from all relevant parties. Proactively communicate with all stakeholders to help mitigate uncertainty and fear. Prepare for resistance to change and be ready to manage it. And lastly, pain point number 6. It's a pain to manage implementation partner performance and ensure accountability. You've got your new ERP, and you've retained the services of a firm to help your company implement the software and processes throughout the organization. Problem is, you didn't put together a robust project charter. And a project charter without specific deliverables, guarantees, performance initiatives, breach penalties, and exit clauses is less than worthless. It creates exposure due to unfinished integration and implementation, which subjects the company to unnecessary risk and costly delays. The solution is straightforward. Insist on a proper project charter. Pay close attention to the contract details and clauses, and demand clarity. Establish a risk management plan to avoid mid-implementation questions and confusion. Monitor adherence to budget, timeline, and scope. Communicate effectively when there are risks, and escalate them when appropriate. And there you have it. At Ultra Consultants, our mission is all about solutions. We've helped hundreds of manufacturing and distribution companies find the best ERP software solution for them. And we stick around to ensure that the expected gains and profitability are realized. With Ultra on your side, you're empowered to gain the tools you need to drive efficiencies that increase your bottom line. For more information and additional resources on how to bring our expertise through your front door, visit us at ultraconsultants.com.